the table through match day 7, going into that final day of play next week on Wednesday. Just one day of play for all of these teams. So teams 1 to 7, so Liverpool to Atalanta, a win on match day would guarantee them a round of 16 spot. As things stand, Liverpool and Barcelona are the only two that are guaranteed in the top 8 already at this point in time. Then if we start scooching down a little bit further, if we're looking from 28 down, if we just flip over to the drop zone, the elimination zone, so to speak, from Bologna down, so 28th down, all those teams already officially eliminated. Match day 8 cannot change that. Now, if we're talking about the teams that did manage to change something today, PSG has jumped into the knockout round playoffs. A draw, in fact, would be enough for them on match day 8 to secure themselves into the playoff rounds. They only need one more point to make that sure. Manchester City, Zagreb, Dinamo Zagreb and Shakhtar, they can still qualify for the playoffs, even though they do sit in that elimination zone. It's all still to play for them on January 29th, match day 8. Manchester City, a draw or a loss, though, on that final match day 8, and they would be out. A win guarantees it. Everybody who is 18th and up, so Celtic and up, 12 points or more, is already guaranteed a playoff spot. So young boys with their own goal at Celtic, giving Celtic the security of knowing that they will now have a place in the playoff round in the playoff round to get then into the last 16.
Your first Champions League goal tonight. Just tell me how you're feeling. Did you almost miss it, by the way?
I'm so annoyed, honestly, because I had the same position against Man United in the cup and I missed, and then the same there. So look, I'm getting in the right positions when I play 8. She scored a good goal in the first half, but I'm annoyed I didn't get a second. You know, that's where I've got to be a bit more clinical. But to get my first Champions League goal, I think it's been obviously taken me 2 seasons, but I'm so happy, and yeah, hopefully many more to come.
I hear all the talk about a striker, but I heard also the talk from you guys internally about sharing that collective responsibility about scoring. So there's opportunities like tonight and you getting on the goal sheet, in terms of Martin not getting on the goal scoring sheet as well. Is that important in terms of...
Yeah, it's so important. I think the manager, he's been on us really hard about midfielders arriving, because so many goals can come from there. It's down to us, you know, to make up that extra 5-10 yards. And Martin obviously did there right at the end of the game. I did for the header. So we've got to keep arriving there, but everyone's contributing, and it was an important win tonight. You know, it's been a really positive Champions League campaign, so we've got one more to go now. Hopefully we can win that as well.
It's around this time last year where you guys put an incredible run together. It was about the Dubai break and then you came back to it. So I'm going to ask you now, is this a moment? Is this where you can turn the momentum and push into the second half of the season?
Yeah, no, I hope so. I think it's important that you always... What I learned from last year is that you need to be there or thereabouts, you know, come this time of the season. And we are at the minute. Look, we need to keep winning games. I think the game on the weekend, we're 2-0 up, we draw 2-2. It's a real kick in the teeth because we should be seeing that out. But to bounce back tonight and win, it's really positive. Now we go into Wolves, and it's been a tough month, but we keep being positive and we go again.
Cool, calm and collected. Declan, congratulations, man. Enjoy it tonight, brother.
Positions, but for Manchester City, it means currently they are in those elimination spots going in to match day 8. It is a seismic night for this Manchester City side. It sets up match day 8 for an incredible finale. Manchester City hosting Club Brugge at home. Currently they are outside the playoff spots as well, the top spot there in the elimination teams, the 2023 champions. This is not where Pep Guardiola and his side thought they would be. Difficult January, but they got the job done tonight, Karen. It was a clinical performance in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was professional. And the chances that they had, they absolutely took them. I think it was great to see the midfield getting involved and getting on the score sheet. Obviously, JD interviewed Declan Rice at the end. I thought that was quite telling how the managers, you know, put a lot of pressure on them to get into the box at the final third and make an impact, and they did tonight. But overall, it was a very controlled performance, and only 1 point now, and they're pretty much through, and removes 2 games out of the necessary games that they don't want in February.
Yeah, and that was the key, wasn't it, to really kind of seal the deal tonight. I mean, at one point in that first half, it looked like Zagreb could have posed a bit of a threat, but they sort of nullified that in the second half and came back, and in the end managed to just get the job done in the way that Mikel Arteta would have wanted them to.
Yeah, very important. Of course, they're now back into third place, looking comfortable. One more game to negotiate to get into this final 8, which is key. Of course, number of injuries Arsenal have got. Maybe there's a couple of new signings that might turn up, and they'll appreciate a bit more time until be March before Arsenal play in the Champions League.
Karen's laughing because she knows.
I love that you're praying so hard for some signings.
So maybe that can happen. But actually, tonight, it was interesting because Martinelli, I thought that he had a very good game.
Yeah.
So did Havertz. Probably was the man of the match. He had 1 assist, he had 1 goal. Good for their confidence. It almost felt like a training ground game. Okay, perfect in front of the fans. Let's get some confidence back. Let's put the ball in the back of the net. And they accomplished that, and they looked more than comfortable. Yes, it got a bit difficult. Start the second half, went a bit flat. 3 substitutions. They addressed that quickly and used the squad members.
Yeah, they certainly did, and that's the key, isn't it, in games like this where you look to sort of seal it against a slightly lesser opposition, and they managed to do that. And they in the table. Let's just quickly round up the results from tonight. Some big results elsewhere. Celtic actually got a victory. In the end, it was an own goal from Young Boys, but it puts them in a great position. Feyenoord beat Bayern Munich 3-0. Bayern still in the qualification places for the round of 16. Victories for Milan and Inter from Italy. Real Madrid getting that big win they needed to put themselves in a much better position, a healthier position in the table. As for Manchester City, well, as it stands, they are currently eliminated from the competition. It is a must-win game on match day 8. They are in 25th place. They will play Club Brugge at home at the Etihad next Wednesday night. You've got to tune in for that one. As for Arsenal, though, they are 3rd in this table. As I say, 1 more point for them. Let's get some reaction now from Mikel Arteta, who's been...
Description on the broadcast and that for the game was a professional performance. Arsenal seemed like they were in control for a lot of that. Just give me your biggest takeaways now you've got the win.
Well, very happy to win again at home. Don't consider a goal, a clean sheet. I think it's 4 in a row in the competition, and it's a massive step. We are very, very close to achieve the goal that we had before the group stages started, so very happy.
The other aspects that will probably make you really pleased is seeing Declan get a goal, seeing Martin get a goal. I've seen you overall talk about it has to be a collective in terms of this ambition for goals this year. Does that make you happy in terms of a manager?
Yes, because we generated quite a lot as well. Declan especially, that missed a few big chances, and really good for Martin, his first goal, and he really needed that. You could tell the way he celebrated that he had that anger and that desire to do it. So overall, a really positive night.
Declan's talking about that desire and that want from you to get in those positions, especially if he's going to play the 8. But he seemed disappointed that he almost didn't get 2 goals. Did you see that chance that he missed?
Yeah, and especially because in the last few games as well, he had some big chances, and that's it. The more he's there, the more consistent he's in the positions with the quality that he has, he will score a lot of goals.
And I bring back to the point, this time last year it was a turning point in the season. They had a Dubai break, and then after that it was an incredible run for Arsenal. Could you see this being a momentum swing for you in terms of going into the important months in the season?
Yeah, it's a crucial month. I mean, we had 9 games in this period. Really tough period. We are really happy today. We have to go to Wolves. We know how tough it's going to be. 3 days later, Girona, then City. So go game by game. Make sure we recover. Have as many players as we possibly can, fit and in good spirit, and we go again.
We do go again. I'll see you in the next one.
Thank you.
Top man. Appreciate it.
Really understandably pleased with how his team performed today, and it's a lift they needed with this sort of topsy-turvy January that Arsenal have been having. A bit of inconsistency. There's the highs of the North London derby, then they get knocked out in the FA Cup. They're sort of in that position in the League Cup as well, up against it against Newcastle. They needed to carry on the momentum in this competition, and crucially, as Mikel Arteta talked about pre-match, it's making sure that they avoid those extra 2 playoff matches in this competition, Martin.
Yeah, in the recent games, I mean, they wanted to have won all of these games, of course, the League Cup, the FA Cup. But if there is a silver lining, the FA Cup does get in the way of the Champions League if you're to reach the latter stages. And they're almost there, aren't they? With 16 points, 3rd in the table. There's some way now towards getting to the latter stages of the Champions League. They won't be in the FA Cup, but they want to pick up, and they won't want to keep slipping up as they did against Aston Villa. That really hurt them, a real kick in the teeth at the weekend, as Declan was talking about earlier. But they're back on track again now. Waneri coming off the bench for me was a real plus, because without Saka, so you're looking for those players that you can rely upon going forward. Ødegaard grabbing his goal. It's turned into a better week now. You know, you're looking ahead. Wolves is another tough match. It looks easy, doesn't it, from afar? There they are at the bottom of the table. But Arsenal need to win that game to keep it open, the Premier League. Otherwise, Liverpool start to romp away with it.
And this is it. I mean, this will give them so much confidence. And you mentioned the other players that came off the bench, and that is what Arsenal need at this point. With someone like Saka out, whose goal contributions, or contributions in every sense, is so huge, and he's out for a while now. So he needed other players to step up. And it's almost taking baby steps, isn't it? And they've got this something in them where they can switch and really turn it on in this competition. And if they can pick up a little bit of confidence from getting that big victory, you hope that they'd be able to then take that into the other competitions, particularly in the Premier League.
I think that'll be not just a little bit of confidence after tonight. I think there'll be a lot. You mentioned there the midfield was getting on the goals on the score sheet tonight, but I think he mentioned it there. The first thing he says, that's 4 clean sheets for us in this competition. 3-0 at home, that's positive. And I mentioned at the top of the show, if Arsenal are going to progress in this competition, it'll be from their defensive display. We know they're lacking maybe in attacking areas when it really hits deep, but you're seeing how good in this competition, how good the front lines are of the top teams, but they're so vulnerable at the back. So I wouldn't want to play Arsenal in a knockout game over 180 minutes, because I think defensively they can dig deep and grind out a result, and I think that's the way that they will do it if they're going to progress in this tournament really deep.
Mentality has been so important for Arsenal as well. Their season has really been defined by small moments, isn't it, really? Moments where they should have grabbed the opportunity, they should have got the goal. This decision shouldn't have gone against them, but it's about kind of being on it all and knowing that you cannot let your head drop.
You can't. There are lots of
They've been
reasons.
guilty of it, haven't they?
There's lots of reasons. Lots of could call it ill discipline. You could say injuries. There's no Saliba right now. There's no Saka right now, but they're still finding a way to win and get the results, and that's what you need to do. When I hear the interviews and I hear someone like Declan Rice, and he's such the desire that he has. He's missed an opportunity. He doesn't want to talk about the great goal he scored. He's talking about the one he missed. And everything's going to be okay when somebody just wants to set the bar that high, wants to improve, wants to get better. He's a really good example within the team. There's still a lot of growing space. There's still a lot of development with this young group of Arsenal players.
Yeah, absolutely. The reason I'm turning around is because, as you can see on your cameras there, Martin Ødegaard, who scored the 3rd goal tonight, is joining us here. Martin, lovely to see you. How are you?
Okay. Hello.
Hi, Martin. Okay? Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you for being with us. Yeah, congratulations, first of all, on that victory. You needed that, didn't you, as a team?
Yeah, we needed that. I think, we put ourselves in a really good situation now, and that was the goal. And it was a good and solid win, so very happy.
Yeah, and it's been a difficult week, hasn't it, with the kind of the drop points against Aston Villa. It's been a difficult period, actually, January in all. What is the mood like in the camp now compared to how it might have been midweek, maybe?
Yeah, I think results always influence a little bit the mood, but I think it's been good. Everyone just want to get better. Every time we drop points, we come in the next day and we're even more hungry and even more ready to go again. So I think that's the mentality, always want more, always want to be better, and that's good to see.
Martin, how do you feel about this? Everywhere you go, it's reinforcements are needed. You love all the players you've got. Jesus is out, Saka's out. How much do you need a new player to work with, or do you just get in line and you just sit back, or do you really think, hold on, we need reinforcements here?
To be honest, I think obviously with the injuries we've been a little bit short, but you look at the team, we have so much quality, so if we can keep everyone fit, then that's the main thing. And we have to focus on the players that are here, and we have a lot of quality, so I'm happy with the ones we have, and today I think we all did well, so happy.
I wanted to know what sort of captain you are, because in the dressing room I never get a chance to step back in there. I'd love to pop in for an hour.
He's been trying, by the way.
I was there. I did turn up at the training ground and said to Edu, give this guy a pay rise. I don't know if you remember that. I hope you got that pay rise. Just like Tony Adams was very vocal. Yeah. Vieira was somebody that led by example. What sort of captain are you with the group?
Yeah, I think everyone is different, as you say, different ways to lead, and for me the main thing was to be myself. I think it was the reason why he chose me as a captain, and that means I've been doing something the right way, and that's been the main thing to do it my way. And I think definitely lead by example and always try to do the right things. Always try to influence the team in the best possible way, and to get the best out of everyone.
Martin, we spoke to Declan after the game, and obviously Mikel, and Declan mentioned how much the manager's been putting pressure on both you and Declan to get more forward, get on the score sheet. So what's that been like, and also the goal for you as well? Yeah,
he is, to be fair. He's always pushing us, to be better, and we want goals, from the midfielders, and I haven't been good enough there this season. Finally got a goal today, so that was good. And we spoke a lot about it, to be in the right areas, to to attack that space where I did today. It's hard to pick me up when I come from the midfield, you know. So yeah, really happy.
Is that the detail just kind of releasing you and letting you go? Do you think you've maybe been held back a little bit?
No, I think I haven't done good enough in front of the goal. I've had a lot of chances, I've missed a lot, and maybe haven't been aggressive enough to get into the box. And today I was there, and then the goal come.
Well done.
We were talking actually just before you arrived about how much confidence this can breed going forward in terms of your season, because you're a side that creates so many opportunities, but just not getting on the end of, particularly in the last few games. And now when you've seen sort of the goals coming from all different angles, different goal scorers on the score sheet as well, and given, you know, the calendar going forward, how much confidence can you take from this one game and just go, you know what, we can implement this into the Premier League, we can do this in the League Cup as well against Newcastle?
Yeah, but I don't think it's just this game. I think if you look at the calendar year 2024, we were the team who scored the most goals, you know, and we've done it so many times. And it's true, we were a bit sloppy for a little period, but we know we have the quality in the team to score those goals, and we've shown that so many times. So yeah, we know we have it, and we produce a lot. So then the goal's going to come, and that's it.
And they did today. Just really quickly, is this your season, Martin?
Sorry?
Is this your season? Is this the season
Yeah,
that
that's
Arsenal
what we
do?
want, you know. We're Arsenal, we really want to win the big trophies, and this is definitely one of them. So, yeah, we're going to push for it, and hopefully it's going to be a good one.
Congratulations today, Martin. Thank you so much for joining us as well.
Get back in there and lead the boys.
Go in there and have a bath now. See you later. Calm head, isn't he? And it's interesting that you asked him that question about the type of captain that he is, because he doesn't seem to be the shouty one,
I thought you were going to mention about the wage increase. That's a question you were going to allude to there.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not sure that would have probably been above my pay grade here. But you know, as a character, he's almost sort of in the position that he plays and the role that he has within that team. He's almost got exactly the right kind of character that you want, the right kind of demeanour, I guess.
Definitely. He leads by example and the way that he plays, and he's feeling that he needs to offer more. He's feeling that he needs to contribute in front of goal. Never mind creating stuff, he wants to score himself. So he's got that really important goal tonight. First goal he scored in open play since April. So that's important to him, but it shows the type of character that he is. But I think, you know, if anything, I think he just needed to simplify his game a little bit. He was out for a dozen matches. Yeah. He came back, he was playing on adrenaline, and then it dipped a little bit, but that's going to happen. But I think the Spurs game, he really showed that he's back to his best now. So it's there for him for the rest of the season. But of course, he needs players in front of him who can put the ball in the back of the net. Havertz showing today that he can do that, but he's going to need help. So therefore, they, you know, numerically, they need to get strikers in, somebody to share that load.
And if they don't manage to do that, because look, there are a few more days left in this window, let's just say they don't get the reinforcements that we're looking at and saying that they do need, can they win silverware without that? Is sort of the performance you've seen tonight, is that enough to convince you that they might be able to get over the line?
I think I'd love to say yes. And I mentioned defensively, but I have to say from watching all the other teams in the competition, especially last night, I think they're still short. I think they have to go and get it in January. I don't think they will. I think they'll hold till the summer, but they definitely need reinforcement.
Well, even without Saka and without Jesus, Arsenal at the halfway mark were behind Liverpool. So it was kind of evident then that they needed to improve. So if you're losing those players, you have to do something. It's just whether or not they can get the right player in and whether or not, you know, they want to wait till the summer. But the season's there. There's still plenty of games, plenty of points. So I'm pretty certain they're active now, actively looking to get a replacement in for now.
Yeah, I'm sure the hierarchy are busy, even as we speak, to try and get those reinforcements in. Either way, it's been a brilliant night for Arsenal here at the Emirates. All but secured automatic qualification.